Okay, so hello everyone, and welcome to our discourse of EDUP2112, Technology and Instructional Media. We are Group 8, and our members are Usha, Siti Hawa, Nazira, me as Muhammad Khairul Fahmi, Muhammad Najmuddin, and Nur Aina Nabila. So for this session, we will discuss about a topic called effectiveness of instructional media in helping teachers making teaching more effective. So we will see how teachers can use instructional media to actually make students more engaged in learning. So before we start, let's look first at what is instructional media. So it is defined as all devices and materials used in the teaching and learning processes. And instructional media does not include only electronic communication media, but also devices such as slides, photographs, teacher-made diagrams, charts, real objects, and handouts that we can use in the process of planning instructions. So in other words, instructional media is teaching aids. That will be simple to understand. So these are the points that we will be discussing in our topic, that instructional media have important advantages in helping teachers to teach because of these 5 points, which will be explained more by our speakers, our panels later on. And these 5 points include increases motivation and engagement among students, creates active and effective learning sessions, incorporates different learning styles, improve early childhood creative thinking skills, and facilitate the teaching learning processes. So without wasting any time, let's go first to the first point. We pass the floor to Usha. Let's hear her out.
Okay, thank you, Fahmi. So I'll be presenting on the first point, which is instructional media actually increases motivation and engagement among students because it makes learning activities become more interesting. Students are able to venture into new ways of learning where they'll be given the chance to actually use different devices or materials. There's also a sense of enjoyment among learners and educators. So, what is important to be noted here is that the use of instructional media helps in tackling boredom. That's the main point. That's how educators grab the attention of their students through eliminating boredom. Okay, we do not want students to feel bored. Activities incorporating instructional media conducted during the teaching and learning sessions actually bring huge differences in the environment the teachers and students are in. The use of supportive materials actually increases the chances of success as students enjoy the teaching and learning process, thus motivating them to stay focused in class. So, without hesitation, we can agree that using instructional medias in classrooms definitely promotes motivation among students and it actually engages them. We actually manage to capture their attention towards the lessons that the teachers teach. I shall pass the floor to the next presenter.
Okay, thank you, Usha. So my point is, instructional media can incorporate different teaching styles. So I have divided into three different types of learners here: the visual learner, auditory learner, and also the kinesthetic learner. So visual learner students learn best by reading directions or seeing a demonstration. They often need to see the concepts and facts through the pictures, diagrams, or charts. So teachers can use this instructional media to produce the visual aids to help these students understand the lesson. For example, teachers can create a PowerPoint that outlines the key points, or using the videos which include the pictures or diagrams. And also whiteboards or flip charts can also be used to create a bubble mind map perhaps during the brainstorming session. So this simple practice helps visual learners to focus and understand the material better. Next, for the auditory learner, they comprehend and remember information through the listening and speaking. As we know, presentation and public speaking assignment accommodate this learning style. However, technology or the instructional media can also enhance the students' educational experience. So students can read along as a voice recording reads aloud. They can also choose to record their own voices as they practice reading, as auditory learners can greatly benefit from hearing their own voice sound out new words. So besides that, teachers can create a lesson where the students need to listen to a radio show or a motivational song. Next, for kinesthetic learners, they need to perform interactive activities to understand the new concepts. So they thrive while working on hand-on projects. So instructional media offers many ways of accommodating this learning style. For example, using educational games. If they need extra help with chemistry, for example, they can play games where they build an atom themselves or perform an online experiment to learn about the solubility. So other than that, teachers can involve them in video project. Instead of just doing the role play, students can work in small groups to record their acting. They will involve in editing the videos and making the videos as interesting as possible. So this way will indirectly enhance their understanding of the lesson. Besides that, other instructional media can be incorporated for kinesthetic learner is using realia. Realia are the real objects, such as the real specimens of plants or animals or real machines, as they are known to exist or used in their life situations. So they can be useful in presenting a fascinating learning experience while improving the retention of concepts learned for this type of learner. So overall, teachers can integrate different types of instructional media, either visual, auditory, or kinesthetic learner into the lesson plan where they feel suitable for the different types of learners. So I think that's all from me. I pass the floor to my friend Aina. Thank you.
Thank you, Nazira. So I will explain about the third point, which is create effective and active learning sessions. Okay, for active learning is any learning activity in which the student participates or interacts with the learning process as opposed to passively taking in the information. Okay, so the use of instructional materials make teaching effective as it enables learners to participate actively in classroom instruction. So when students are given the opportunity to actively engage with the information they are learning, they will perform better in their academic achievement. Okay, so the first one is offers various interesting ways that will make the learning process more fulfilling and meaningful. Okay, instructional media can reach everything out of the class. It offers various interesting ways that will make the learning process more fulfilling and meaningful. So there are so many things around the learners that cannot be reached by themselves, such as bacteria, virus, and to know and to see those tiny things, teachers can use a microscope as media. And we can use picture to present things which cannot be brought into the classroom, such as markets, stations, shopping malls. Instructional media created the possible direct interaction between the learners and their environment because it helps to stimulate the learner's imagination. Okay, I think the biggest advantages of media is to bring the world into classroom when it is not possible to take the student into the world. So teachers are encouraged to search for necessary visual instructional materials that can appeal to the senses of learners, increase their interest and encourage their participation to make the learning more meaningful and to promote the academic standard. Okay, the next point is introducing interactivity. Lessons are delivered in a much more engaging manner. Okay, instructional materials are central in the teaching and learning of English language because they are used to complement efficiency of a teacher and the effectiveness in the lesson delivery. Okay, so instructional materials help teachers to teach conveniently and the learners to learn easily without stress. It is a significant learning and teaching tools. The use of instructional medias make learning more interesting, practical, and realistic. The appropriate instructional media helps in delivering lessons in a much more engaging manner. So Dane will explain the next point.
All right. Thank you, Aina. So I will presenting the effects of instruction media in improving early childhood creative thinking skills. So I list down four important points of the teacher that can use in constructing instructional media. So the first point is clarify, ideate, develop, and implement. Okay. The first one, the teacher should evaluate the student and encourage their creative problem solving by asking open-ended questions. They have no right or wrong in the instruction. And then again, provide an array of experiences to build the child's foundation of knowledge. This one can be related with the students' prior knowledge in the media. Now with the introduction of social media and others media, the teachers especially will have to take advantage of this prior knowledge of the student. Okay, next, the educators help students to clarify, ideate, develop, and implement in order to encourage students' creative thinking skills. Okay, in the point of clarify, the teachers should assist the students in clarifying the problem first, and then ideate with the stages of giving ideas, brainstorming the ideas, and then develop the solution for the problems, and then the last one, implement been what have been decided in brainstorming session. So these 4 points is essentials in developing instruction media and effective in developing creative thinking skills of the children, of the child. Okay, now I will pass the turn to Fahmi for the next point.
We actually have one other points. For the presentation.
Okay, thank you, Dian and Fahmi. I will explain the point number 5. Okay, by using instructional media in classroom, teachers can facilitate the teaching and learning process. Okay, there are 4 explanations under this point. Okay, number 1, facilitating learning involves teaching students to think critically and understand how the learning process works. By using instructional media enables the students to interact with words, symbols, and ideas in a way that develop their abilities in reading, listening, solving, viewing, thinking, speaking, writing by using media and technology. Number 2, educators create agile learners who can quickly adapt to new challenges in the school, assist to develop a self-learning mindset that will serve them well into the future. Number 4, create students who learn how to rationally questions think around them. And by using media, students can engage to retention of knowledge, motivates interest in the subject matter, and illustrate the relevance of many concepts and illustrate the relevance of many concepts. Okay, now I will pass to Fahmi back to conclude all the points. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Howard, for a very nice thought, and also all of other speakers who has been giving a very fruitful discussion about how effective instructional media can help teachers to teach. So, as we can see here, there are a lot of advantages that we can say that instructional media is very effective in helping teachers to teach, as how all our panelists has given their points. However, there are still challenges in Malaysia, in the place that we teach, because we face challenges like first, non-availability of materials. So somehow there are some schools in Malaysia did not have the opportunity to engage in various resources of instructional media because some schools in the city might have a very advantageous technology, while some in rural might not. Okay, and other challenge include the lack of skill and strategies. For this point, some teachers, especially senior teachers, might not be very well equipped or adapt to the passage of time. They might not be opting for advantageous technology in instructional media and just prefer to work on classic instructional media. So that's what our concern here. Teachers actually must be ready to adapt in the 21st century, because we know that when technology evolved, instructional media also evolved, because students themselves in the 21st centuries uh, require and engage in learning that's suitable for their time. That's why we teachers must be ready to evolve within the technology itself. Another point here is that teachers must play an active role to incorporate instructional media in their teaching session. So what we would like to point here is that we teachers must be willing to change, willing to push ourselves in making resources for instructional media in a various manners, various methods. We cannot be lazy, and we must be active, to be an active agent to actually engage in various resources of instructional media, so that students themselves willing to engage with our teaching. Because in other words, instructional media equals to fun learning. Okay, they will be more interested to follow our teaching when we ourselves interested in using instructional media. So that's it for our discussion. I hope all of you get something for this session. And yeah, that's all. Thank you.